Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Libra, Sun, Moon or Rising. Libra, this is your weekly intuitive tarot reading from March the 30th to April the 5th. This week we have the Take a Break Oracle card. We have the King of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, the Six of Swords, not the Four, the Emperor, and the beautiful full energy. Guys, I just want to start off this reading by saying that I really, hope that you're all healthy and safe, and your friends and family are as well in this, global crisis that we are facing. But just keeping in mind that we're all facing it together. It's difficult in these readings to kind of focus just on the personal level because we can see cards and themes that are coming up for the collective as well. We're in a situation where we sort of have forced change upon us through this crisis. So many of us are obviously, losing work, losing financial resources. It's causing stress that's going to cause tower moments in our lives where relationships might end. We might need to relocate back to our home country to back with our parents, or coming together as community and families again. So there's going to be a lot going on for everyone. Definitely seeing that playing out in the reading. So I'm just going to get started by reading out the Oracle card. Not surprised to see you take a break there. We're pretty much all being forced to slow down. In Australia here, we're in lockdown from today. We can go out to the bank, the supermarket, in kind of essential places like that, but the schools are closed, pretty much every workplace, and all other businesses are closed as well. So we're being forced to slow down. We can use this time though, guys, to really do some seeking, to go within. And hey, when was the last time that pretty much on a global scale we all just slowed down? Something really good can come out of this. There's big shifts to be had. Okay, so take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. It's okay to take a break and enjoy your creations, to take a moment from your busy schedule, to get off the treadmill of life, to appreciate and acknowledge all that you have created, achieved, released, or experienced before rushing on to the next thing. To be in the moment, enjoy where you are, to take a breath and regather your mind, body, and spirit, to recalibrate, appreciate, and celebrate, to decide on what you really want to experience next. If you take a moment, you are not going to miss out. Yeah, look, I think a lot of us are really going to be going through a period of considering what is truly meaningful in our lives, and investing our time and energy into those things as well. There's nothing like a global crisis to make us look at the areas in our lives where we might have been being inauthentic, where we might have not have been focusing on what is truly meaningful in our lives, like maybe being consumed by materialism or, fickle things. And we're coming back to a sense where maybe we need to join together more as a community to focus on the big themes of life. I mean, here we see for you in recent past or at the start of this week, a really big theme of exactly what I was talking about here. Moving on from things that are no longer fulfilling for you. And it could be as a result of this kind of crisis that we're facing that's really been the stronger mirror for you to recognize this in your life. The reason why I feel that this relates to what's going on in the current environment at the moment is because the Six of Swords is kind of like a necessary rite of passage. It's almost like a little bit of a inevitable transition, and that's what we're in at the moment globally. We're in an inevitable transition because we're not in control of this. No matter, there's lots of theories about this virus, whether it has been started or whether it's nature, we don't know. But either way, we're not in control, because on an individual level, all we can do is look after ourselves and our friends and our families, but we can't stop it. It's not in our hands. So the impact of that is that we are being, forced into a transition. We're being forced to do things like go into lockdown, like, some of us have lost our jobs. All of these kinds of things have been imposed on us. And there can be like sadness and grief and sorrow. And some of us are anxious and concerned about what's going to happen. Are we going to have the financial resources that we need? How are we going to get through this time? But I really feel the key is to gather together in community with friends and family, to share resources, to not stockpile things, but to share with everyone what they need. So that's the Six of Swords for me. You're being really called to to move on from something. I don't really think it's voluntary. But we have to keep in mind that ultimately, once all of this is over, whether it takes 1 month or 6 months, we're going to end up in a place of greater peace and harmony. But first of all, yeah, we're sailing through the rocky waters. But I feel that something good is going to come out of this. I feel like we are going through an awakening as a collective. Already, people are changing. They're checking up on friends, family, and neighbours. They're doing the old gestures of, a friend of mine, his neighbour dropped off some pumpkin soup, just things like that we used to do in the old days. Actually talking to your neighbours, asking if people are okay. Yeah, it's back to the old school values. So I feel as a result of this, you are considering the things in your life that haven't filled you up on an emotional level. A lot of us are really making the call to move on from things that don't serve us, whether it's forced or not. Here in the Eight of Cups, we see somebody who's turned their back on the past, on a situation that could be a relationship, could be a job. I think a lot of us are having wake-up calls, awakening to truths, and we're leaving the things that don't fulfill us, because ultimately, once we get through this, we all want to start moving towards living our best life again. When this person here has 8 cups in this situation, but there is a gap here, and there's a cup missing. It's like doing a jigsaw puzzle and getting really excited about completing that picture. And then there's, getting down to the end and there's a few bits missing. You can never complete the picture. You can never have all the cups with this person, with this job, in this location, whatever it is for you. There is still another cup to be gained, which we see in your future. The King of the Cups is holding it there for you to move towards a 9 and 10 of Cups reality. So the key this week, Libra, is to trust your intuition. That's represented by the moon here. You'll know the things that you need to move on from. Although some of it, always we have free will and choice, but I feel that we are getting a divine nudge from the situation that we find ourselves in at the moment. So, we have that full energy here. There is a new beginning, right around the corner for you. I think the situation that we're in at the moment is forcing us to release the old paradigm. I'm just seeing, the shaking off the last pieces of the old paradigm of the 4th dimension, so that we can start to walk a new journey. This is about, starting on a new path, even though we don't know where the destination is. None of us know what's going to unfold in the world in the next 1 or 6 months. We just have to trust. We have to have hope. We have to have faith. We have to trust in the destination. We have no choice but to walk this path. It's about making sure that we stay in Emperor energy, which is about being practical, methodical, and grounded. Being grounded is a big theme that's coming up at the moment. We can't get swept away in the fear-mongering and the anxiety that we might be feeling. The Emperor is somebody who, while walking this new path, can protect himself emotionally. That's why he wears the armor under the robe there. By protecting ourselves emotionally, we can then make strategic, practical decisions on how to move forward, because some of us are having to make those decisions. Do we move back to our home country? Do we move back with home with parents, friends, and family? What do we do? So the Emperor might need to make some very strategic decisions this week. He's about, making those decisions now in order to shape his future for the better, so that it's not the external situation that's having so much of an impact on shaping him. So we need to make the right decisions now. We have a really, really strong essence of Aries in both of these cards. Some of you might be dealing with an Aries person as well that could be influential in helping you in some way. It could be, it actually could be a younger or an older Aries person with this combination here. So either way, that Fool is the biggest card of new beginnings in the tarot deck. Again, we have that nod to trusting your instincts and trusting the path, and trusting that as a collective we are being guided somehow by a larger force here. I feel like this is the universe's way of giving us a big judgment call, a big wake up, because we haven't been taking notice along the way. It's like the universe will tickle us with a feather and hope that we see the signs and we make the changes. We have not been doing that. So this coronavirus or the things that we're facing at the moment is the Mack truck approach. It's the universe's way of imposing a tower moment on all of us. So, you know, things are all coming down. Anything that's based on a shaky foundation is coming down. But in all the readings so far, I'm seeing strong new beginning energy right behind that. Whew, it's pretty intense, guys. But in your near future, which could be this week for some of you, it could be a little bit down the track, we have the King of Cups and we have the Ten of Pentacles. So for a start, I just want to draw your attention to the fact that the King of Cups holds that final piece. And that final piece for you could be a new home, a new sense of stability, a new job, a new way to make, you know, money, a windfall of financial resources coming in, whether it's from, you know, government help and support, from, you know, friends and family gifting you money, or just from, yeah, like I said, a new career or something like that. The King of Cups is also saying the key to, you know, embarking on this new beginning, a new journey, and getting to this the Ten of Pentacles reality is to stay grounded, to stay compassionate, to keep in control of your emotions, similar theme to the Emperor, because things are going to get rocky around us. Things are going to be emotionally charged. There's going to be emotional turmoil, but the King of Cups has the emotional intelligence to stay calm, empathetic, and grounded throughout that process. So that's what you're being called to do, to evoke that sense of calm. And that's when, you know, you start finding those missing pieces. And, you know, this is a great promise, this Ten of Pentacles. I love this card because for me this just means, you know, beautiful, happy living. Maybe some of you at the moment are returning home to live with parents, maybe getting all the generations together, rejoining in community, and pooling your resources to make sure you have everything you need to get through this time. But this card also talks about abundance, and that in the near future, you know, even if you're going through hardship now and facing, you know, tougher financial times, that will all balance out, and we do have, you know, a sense of financial security, stability, harmony, and family coming in for you. So Libra, I'm going to leave it there, and I really, truly, and deeply wish you all the best this week with whatever you might be facing. Feel free to leave me a comment, because I always love to know how it's playing out in your daily life. Keep in mind it's a general reading. It won't be for everyone, but obviously, you know, we can see the global themes here, which are, you know, affecting us as a collective. And I'll see you back here next week for another reading.